I suggested my girlfriend the best solution was to terminate the pregnancy. She is now upset and thinking of breaking up with me. We have been together for 6 months, but still living separately. We hope that will change soon. She lives with relatives after being a refugee from war. This morning, my girlfriend, 27, texted me to ask to talk to me, 29, in person later in the day. When we met, I was relieved when she said that there wasn't anything wrong between us, but that she was pregnant. I was as shocked as she was. I waited a good 5 to 10 minutes thinking before I finally spoke. I was in disbelief at first. We use condoms all the time and she's on birth control, her own choice, not mine. I rambled on for a while, then apologized to her in solidarity for the way she received the news and asked her thoughts. She didn't know what to think or how to feel, which I totally understand. Then she asked me what I thought. After a while with my thoughts, I shared my thought process. I shared that I think in our current life we are waiting to get a good job, make money, get married, buy a house, and then start a family. I said that we were both at step 2 in this process and that she was still fresh in the US, living with relatives without permanent residency. With that in mind, I said that I always wanted it to be with her, marriage, a house and kids, but that we weren't ready. She finished my thought with, "So you're saying abortion?" I said that I was leaning 60-40 in favor of abortion. But if we decide to keep it, then I will rush everything else to do it right, which is probably not a good idea. Again, I told her that I loved her and wanted to be with her either way, but this was my preference. She said, "Yeah, I don't want to force you to take care of a child or mess with your life plans." This threw me because I said it wasn't my life plan, it was ours. We talked a little more, repeating more of the same things, and we left. Later, I texted her saying that I will never force her to make a decision, that I will be 100% by her side whatever path she chooses, that it will be a path that we will walk together, but reiterating that we are not ready yet. I added that I was honestly a little happy to hear that because, again, I wanted to be with her and that I love her and that will never change. She replied that she loves me too and that she doesn't want to force me to have a baby or do anything, and that after some time she sort of got her thoughts together. I asked her to elaborate and she said, "I think I can handle this. I will get through this and it will probably change my life a little bit." I noticed she was using "I am" a lot more here, which is concerning. I've said repeatedly that whatever decision she makes, I'll be there, but I prefer termination. I texted back again that I will be there for her and, "I know you probably see me a little differently now," to which she replied that she does. "I do, not necessarily bad, that's all. I still love and respect you." I asked her to expand on her view of me now and she said, "I'll just say that I probably expected a different answer from you and your answer became a little painful for me, but you don't have to live up to my illusions. You are you and nothing terrible happened. Maybe I'm just very emotional right now and we shouldn't talk about this. Don't worry about it. I'm glad we talked about it right away and I see how the situation is and how to solve it completely." There were so many thoughts, but I just said I'll be patient and wait. I said, "I don't want to break up," and she replied, "I don't want to either. I'm just not sure how I'm going to feel and what I'm going to feel for you after this is over. Sorry, I want to be 100% honest with you." I responded with, "I understand," and it ended with her liking the message. Honestly, Reddit. She's a very smart and caring girl who usually thinks analytically and she's pro-choice. When we talked about our future together, we both seemed to agree that there should be a process to everything. She even stated that she wouldn't move in until she was married. I was planning on finally introducing her to my parents next month with the intention that this is the girl I want to marry. I even refer to her as my life partner, which she reciprocates and likes every time. What can I say to help her understand that I'm thinking for both of us here, and I want to continue our relationship but do things right? I also feel like I don't really know what's going through her mind right now. Maybe she needs some time? This is very unlike her. Edit. To those who say she did it to trap me and get away into the States, she has a higher education and is in the process of becoming a permanent resident and has a salary job. Next, we have some comments and OP replies. Comment. Whatever rational conversations you had before, she is now pregnant and clearly would rather have the child. If she really is your life partner, would you really be okay with raising the child? Or would you resent her and feel trapped in this relationship? OP. That's the thing. She didn't make it clear that she wanted to keep it. Just that, I'll just say that I probably expected a different answer from you, and your answer became a little painful for me, but you don't have to live up to my illusions. To answer your questions, I'm honestly not sure. I personally grew up with parents who never planned their lives, and it wasn't fun. I don't want that for my future children, so I wanted to at least get a house first. She asked my opinion, but maybe I should have waited? Update 1, 2 days after first post. First of all, I would like to thank all of you who gave me advice and explained to me in a gentle way what I didn't consider. Sometimes people aren't in their right mind or just plain ignorant like I was. I also appreciate those who wished me luck. Thank you guys. After giving her some space, I spent a few days away from work, driving around mindlessly. I drove for hours in the open air, away from dense civilization, to clear my head and think about my priorities. I thought about what you all said and realized how right some of you were. She found out she might be pregnant and the love of her life, who constantly calls me his life partner, and vice versa, basically told her to abort her potential child. I couldn't be angrier at myself. Am I a damn hypocrite? Just because my life plans aren't exactly in order doesn't mean I should be suggesting something like abortion like it's an easy thing to do. You wanted to start a family with her, you idiot. Anyway, on the way back, I made sure I was committed and drove by 3 jewelers looking for engagement rings. I found 2 that I wanted, but decided to wait until maybe Friday to message her and asked to talk in person before buying it. When we met in person, she revealed that the second pregnancy test she took at the doctor's was negative, so she wasn't pregnant. She provided a screenshot of the result. I guess the home pregnancy test gave a false positive. I'll be honest, guys, I was a little disappointed this time, but I kept my thoughts to myself. We talked at length in person because I wanted to get her full thoughts in person. She explained to me that her intention was basically the opposite of my intention. She felt very upset that day and even wanted to punch me in the face when I said I prefer the abortion. She then went home and cried and said she basically no longer felt protected. I'd rather she just hit me. I was absolutely devastated, and I wanted nothing more than to somehow go back in time and undo what I said. But I can't. I told her that I love her, I want to be with her, and I want to have a family with her. I explained that I thought I was thinking of her when I suggested abortion, and she explained to me what that meant and the implications of it, which I learned from the last post. But I was wrong. I apologized and asked her if she still wanted to stay together. She said yes, she can't stop loving me like a simple switch. I promised her that we could rebuild this together and that I'd make sure to make her smile every day and rebuild her trust in me, knowing that I'd never let her down. Things have been tense ever since. She avoids direct kisses, but still returns hugs. She's been on the phone more and says she's not available for dates this week for vague reasons. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt here and think she just wants space and isn't quite ready to jump back in. So, other than spending time and keeping an open dialogue, what are some other ways I can rebuild this relationship? Anything I haven't considered or overlooked? Thanks. We have now the best comments and OP replies. Comment: give her time and space. And if you're smart, never ever ask her, when are you going to get over this? Or, how long is it going to take for you to get over it? OP: yeah, the thought never crossed my mind. I was simply suggesting dates to enjoy out together, but not to talk about it or force it out of her. She responds to my good morning and night texts, but without the heart emojis or anything. Comment: if all the doctors did was a P test, she may well still be pregnant. I took an at-home test and it was positive. Went to the doctors, P test was negative. I now have a 3-month-old. OP: it was the blood test to test for the hormone. Update 2, 35 days after last update. Everything is fine. Despite what everyone else suggested, less than a week after my last post, she came to me and said, stop giving her space. She came to me because she didn't like the way I was acting distant from her. She was mad at me for sure and avoided kissing me and not talking as much because she's mad. However, she wants me to try to make up and show that I care and want to move on. So, I basically stopped moping around and we've been dating ever since. I followed up a few weeks later and asked what we should do if we were ever in this situation again, and she agreed that she wasn't ready for a kid either. And we both agreed that even though I was right about that, I shouldn't have suggested something like abortion so easily. I think there's a road ahead of us, but I'm determined to see it through. Basically, I have to man up. Don't get me wrong, it's probably not a healthy way to look at it, but it works for us as she sees me as her backbone and support. Thanks to all of those who gave supportive and understanding responses, yours were the most helpful. And finally, a comment that makes us wonder if there will be a happy ending. Comment: I strongly suspect that she downgraded you. Even if she stays, she now knows you are unreliable and did not respond to a less-than-ideal situation with an enthusiastic determination to make it work. Some of the glitter and glee has worn off her view of you, and now she has a better sense of how you are when things go off your preferred path. It's always sad when the shiny, romantic dream of a person is replaced by grimy, realistic resignation. She'll stay until she finds a new person who can give her back the ability to view someone with idealized hopes.